I like how I'm making myself feel better about something I shouldn't feel guilty about anyway. Yeah, the theme of 2020. Hi, Mom Pals and New Pals. Happy 2021. 2021. Today's video is my top makeup products of 2020. And I made sure that I didn't repeat any from 2019. Why does 2019 sound like it was about 10 years ago? I don't know. Let's just get on it. I chose a product, one product for each category because I didn't want this to be overwhelming, but I still wanted it to be very like broken down. Let's start with the face and get to it. I'm gonna be honest, like I am on my period right now and I just ate lunch and I am so ravenous like when it's that time of the month. Like I just like eat so much and now I wanna just go to sleep. So I went through pretty much every product that I owned to make sure that this wasn't just, I wanted to make sure that I wasn't just mentioning products that I've been loving recently because I almost did that, but I had to like really go through everything and make sure that it was what I used the most. So let's start out with primer. My favorite primer of 2020, hands down, was the Laura Mercier Pure Canvas Primer, the illuminating one. And the reason why is because 2020 was a very hard year for me. I think we all know why. I don't need to explain. So anything that would brighten or make my skin look a little more alive than it really was key for me to seem alive. What I love about this primer is that it is not only illuminating, but it is moisturizing, and I like to sometimes only put this prime under my eyes, but today I primed my T-zone, under my eyes, my chin, and I brought it up even on my cheekbones. I love the glow that it gives under every foundation, and I also love that you can apply this over foundation without it breaking up your existing makeup. So absolutely wonderful product. Next is foundation, and this one was really tricky for me. I had to really remember like what I used the most, why I used it. My number one of 2020 has to be Makeup Forever Reboot Foundation, and here is why. I love that this foundation not only looks like skin, but you can apply it in spots and you can just blend it out, and it looks, you can wear it almost like a tinted moisturizer or like a fuller coverage foundation. Today I have it on built up to about a medium type of situation. I love this foundation. It lasts all day. And even though, you know, we're wearing masks, but if you want to wear makeup, if you're wearing this foundation and then you put a mask on, it doesn't rub off unevenly, if that makes sense. It almost just like blots off. So that is what I can appreciate about this foundation for this past year, is because the way that it wears under a mask. You know, of course not all of it's going to be there, but it just looked the best out of all the foundations that I wore underneath masks. Concealer this year. This was hard because I wanted to mention a concealer that I'm loving right now that I'm going to be doing a full face routine about. I had to remember what I used the most, and I promise I'm going to say that about every single product. Just foundations and concealers are difficult. I tried a lot this year because I had to cover up a lot of like, you know, under eye situation, not a lot of sleep, and you're dealing with a lot of trauma. Thumbnail drama. Anyway, hands down, the Hourglass Vanish foundation in the shade Cream was my go-to this year. I am wearing it today. I actually have been using a different concealer recently and I forgot how much I loved this. This is full freaking coverage. Really go lightly with this. Do not just swipe it on like any other type of concealer. It moves with my skin. I've aged a lot over this past year just from stress and things. And not to mention every freaking negative thing, but a lot of these products like got me through certain aging and stress. So in case you're looking for products that are stress and aging friendly, that's what we're talking about today. Now let's talk about setting spray. I go through phases where I don't even use a setting spray. Got, you know, a couple of goodie packages and this came in one of them and I have used it non-stop. And there are a few reasons why I love this and a few reasons why this stands out over makeup setting sprays for me. This is the Patrick Ta Major Glow Dewy Milk Mist. The reason why this stands out for me is because of the mister. For one, you can actually spot spray. So you don't have to do your whole face. The closer you get, it evenly distributes the spritz. I don't know if you guys can see this, but you see how nicely that came out? And I feel like I wasted it, so I'm just gonna I love that I can just spot spray because I don't always want a setting spray all over my face. Sometimes I just need it in the center, so I will just lightly go closer right here. After you've applied all your makeup, it just makes everything so seamless. I also love this when I'm not wearing makeup because if you don't know, I have very dry skin. I talk about it a lot and I'm always looking for products to help with that issue. This really does moisturize the skin and I love that it doesn't break up your makeup. Sometimes I'll use a setting spray and it will smear my mascara. This doesn't do any of that and yet it gives you the most natural looking glow ever. I love this. Best makeup setting spray honestly that I've ever used. Now let's talk setting powders. And what's crazy is I know I have dry skin, but powders really are important to me because I use a lot of dewy type of products because I have dry skin. So it's really important that I have good powders, you know, that set but don't dry everything out, you know. I have a few, but they all serve their purpose. The first one is one that I will apply all over after I've applied my liquid and cream products, and that is the Laura Mercier Candle Glow Powder in the shade 2. This is the pressed powder that I use all over my face, and I love the shade number 2. Normally I'm in a number 1 if I don't self-tan, but I self-tanned a lot in 2020 because I needed to look alive, at least to myself when I looked in the mirror. You know what I mean? Like dead inside, glow on the outside. I have used the Candle Glow powder forever. Every foundation I've tried, it goes well with. It doesn't give you like whoa, your skin is glowy, but it doesn't give you like a, oh, you set with powder. 2020, my skin changed a lot. So I went back and made sure again that I didn't repeat anything from 2019, but I really kind of want to do a video about like what I still loved from 2019 and what I really don't like anymore that I mentioned in that video. So if you would like me to do that and talk about products that I'm like,
why would I use that?
Leave it in the comments below. The loose powder that I loved in 2020 and have loved for years, but it's not a repeat because I mentioned another one last year. This is the Laura Mercier translucent powder. I love this. I have used this for years. I love to bake with this. So I will set everything with the Candle Glow and then I will bake with this. And then sometimes I will take my sponge and even if I'm just like wearing concealer, I will kind of press this powder onto my bare skin and the concealer and mascara and go. There's so many purposes for this powder, but I really love it to bake. Last setting powder, and honestly, I know I said one of each category, but this is like, you know, they all serve their purpose. I like how I'm making myself feel better about something I shouldn't feel guilty about anyway. Yeah, the theme of 2020. This product though is new to me. I love using this powder. This is the Laura Mercier Bronze 01 powder. I love to use this as bronzer and a crease shade. So what I'll do is I will, which I'm about to talk about, my favorite bronzer of 2020. This was my favorite setting powder for like my forehead, my cheekbones, my chin, and my nose. So, because I really stopped contouring in 2020, I just didn't have the time for it, and I really just wanted more of a bronzy glow kind of vibe with my skin. So this was the key to me feeling like all put together and everything looking seamless. Number 1 bronzer of 2020 is the Fenty Beauty Cream Bronzer in Butter Biscuit. I will actually apply foundation, bronzer, then my concealer, and then go on ahead and set everything with my powders. This formula is incredible. It looks amazing on the skin. It's not greasy. It's just like, I've talked about this all year pretty much, but this really is a standout cream product for me. And I love the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate, but the Fenty cream bronzers are a, you know, more affordable kind of version, but just as amazing. On to blush. This one really surprised me last year. It's weird saying it last year. Yeah, 2020 last year. I think we all, 2020 is traumatizing. So this blush really surprised me. It kind of came out of nowhere for me, and there's a key way to apply it. This is the Ofra Madison Miller collab blush in All You Need Is Love. This became my go-to blush because for one, I love peach blushes, anything that gives me that like peach life. Am I in focus? I hope so. This is so pigmented. The first time I used it, I used just like a regular blush brush and I was like, oh my God. So I started using a stippling brush, so good. And it is matte, and I love that. And I'm wearing it today. It is one of the most beautiful peach blushes I have ever used. Highlight was a really hard category for me because I used a lot of different highlighters in 2020, I feel. Down to like cream, to powder, to cream, and then powder. I know why I'm picking this, and this is the Dior Skin Nude Air Luminizer in the shade 001. I used this a lot this year because I just liked feeling a little fancy, and I felt like this is a treat. I'm wearing it today. I love using a smaller stippling brush with this because you can use it because it will give you a glow. But if you're wanting like a subtle, like I'll do it subtly on my forehead and my chin, and it doesn't look like I have highlighter on it, just looks like a inside my skin type of glow. It just made me feel pretty. And in 2020, I really just needed to feel pretty. And this shade is just like a very beautiful golden peachy champagne shade. Okay, now moving into the eyes. This was not hard for me at all because I've talked about this eyeshadow palette so much. The Too Faced The Natural Nudes Born This Way eyeshadow palette, hands down. Like, I am surprised I have not hit pan, especially in Swan, but I have raved about this eyeshadow palette since I have first used it, and it's because it quickly gives you like a beautiful, like everyday, almost bridal look. I have it on today, and I love this. I kind of steered away from it a little bit because I got the Mario Master Mattes, but I use this again today. This, of course, there aren't as many matte options in this, but there are other shimmers that are amazing too, and I love that some of these shimmers are almost like a glitter, but you don't need a glue. They really adhere to the skin. They don't flake off. This eyeshadow palette is so underrated, and I say that, maybe it's not, I just haven't heard a lot of people talk about it, but you have your cool tone neutrals, your warm tone neutrals. This eyeshadow palette really just, I feel like it was like there for me, you know? A lot of times I would just throw on Swan, Nude, and Seashell like in the crease and be done and just feel pretty, ladylike, and just go on about my day. But this looks like crap. Look how I have worn this off. You know, I almost use this every single time I applied makeup in the year 2020. Okay, let's talk eyeliner. So I didn't use a lot of eyeliner in 2020. The main reason why I use eyeliner is to take in the line from my lash band to the inner corner, just so it looks a little more natural. And the liquid liner I loved this year, which is something that I recently got, is the By Mario liquid liner. This is the blackest, mattest eyeliner ever, and it doesn't smudge. And I also have used it to like wing out, you know, my eyes and stuff, which I love, but I really love it for my lash band. And I love how you can, like, can you guys see? So do you see how long the felt tip is? It's so long, and you get so much precision, and it doesn't like move and make it flick weird. It really, where you put it, it's gonna go. There are no surprises with this eyeliner. Mario did an amazing job with this. Mascara, Hourglass Caution. I'll probably say it every year. I don't know. Let's move on to lips. You guys know I love a lip product. There was like a completely like pivotal, groundbreaking lip product to me, and that is the Cosmetics Soft Blur Velvet Lip Liner. I will put the video in the info box below of where I swatched all of these, but these became such a staple. I have never used a lip liner or a lip pencil of any sort that this looks like when you put it on, it stays on all day under masks and everything. This looks like it is tattooed on your skin. Like, it doesn't look like a product over your lip skin. And today I'm wearing this shade Teddy as a lip liner and also blurred to the center. If you don't wear any other type of lip product and you just apply this and blur it out with your finger, it looks like your natural lips. Every single shade. I don't know how they did it, but they did it, and I will never look back. Out of all the shades, my favorite was Kitten. I can't even swatch it because it's out. They are mask proof. I talked about them in my mask proof video. They just, I'll just say this. These are the most beautiful lip products I have ever used. Lipstick, very difficult, but I wanted to pick something that I used under my masks that lasts, and it was a lipstick. The NARS Velvet Matte Lip Pencils really were the lipsticks that I used the most day to day, every day. This particular shade that I'm wearing, Good Times, I recently purchased this, but the formula is really why it was #1 of 2020, because it is transfer proof, you know, wears down well, it's comfortable on the lips, but it's still matte. You can use these without a lip liner, but I really love the combo of the M Cosmetics Soft Blur lip pencils and the NARS Velvet Matte lip pencils. It's a great combo. One thing that I really got into in 2020, surprisingly enough, were lip glosses. And a lot of times it was to like hydrate my lips because they've been rubbing on a mask all day, but you know, at home I want to feel like kind of pretty. So #1 2020 lip gloss is the In Beauty Lip Oil in Glazed Donut. I'll just go ahead and put this on. This is so beautiful. It is like pink and silver and shimmers. And the thing is, do you see, I've talked about their lip oil, the red one, before and raved about it, but now they have a couple of shades out that are shimmery. Can you see the shimmer? Can you see my lips? Very hydrating and nourishing, but also beautiful. And if you like a little shimmer on your lips, it just really does the trick, and it's just eye-catching, like even when you don't have any other products on or one of the M Cosmetics lip blurs. But In Beauty, I love their moisturizer, I love their setting spray, I love a lot of the things, but the #1 lip gloss, this right here. Last but not least, lip balm. I was obsessed with lip balms in 2020 and still am, because we're still wearing masks. So, I mean, none of this is really kind of changing because it's all kind of like geared toward wearing a mask and all that stuff. Lip balm wise, the Patrick Ta She's Juicy lip balm. First of all, it's this really pretty kind of nude shade, but it comes off sheer once you put it on your lips. I love this day to day, and I also love, because you can use it day to day as a, you know, lip treatment, and then you can really lay it on at night as a lip mask. So and I've used it all the ways. I've used so much of it since I got it. Patrick Ta is just killing it. All of his products, I love, okay, let me back it up. I love when brands release products that do what they say and are thought out. You know, like I feel like M Cosmetics does a really good job of that. Patrick Ta does a really good job of that. Laura Mercier does a really good job of that. They release products that really do what they say and they think it through before they just release a product. Those are my top picks of 2020, top beauty products, hands down. And like I said, I went through everything. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't just throwing up this video, because I relied a lot on makeup to like get me through a lot this past year, and these products were just very good to me. That is it. If you would like to follow me on Instagram at I'm Mallory Brooke. I'm Mallory Brooke everywhere. And let me know in the comments below if you would like to see me do a video about what I'm still loving from 2019 and what I don't use anymore. When I watched that video, rewatched it, and like made sure, I could not believe the products that I actually don't use anymore. Let us know in the comments below what you loved from 2020, why you loved it, and I just hope all of you are staying safe, and thank you for being so incredible to me over this past year. I have needed it. I've really needed it, and you guys were really, really there for me. Very grateful for 2020 and what I went through, and to get me to where I am now. You know, I wasn't thankful at the time of all of this, just like everything going through. I was thankful for things, but I wasn't thankful for the things that I had to fight. You know what I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, it was a very hard year. I lost my biological father. I got a divorce. I sold my house. You know, and it's been a lot. And you know what? I can say I'm actually kind of proud of myself for getting through it. And a lot of that is thanks to you guys for still like even wanting me around and caring and asking and sending incredible nice messages and leaving incredibly nice comments. So here's to 2021 and being happy and healthy and just being grateful. I'm super grateful. So all right, that is it. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, you guys.
All right.